Real Madrid's Thibaut Courtois and Federico Valverde have just got an injury just before the international break, which means they can't go and play for the country. Now, is this suspicious? Are Real Madrid faking injuries? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Now, before I start, could you like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for doing so. Hype up the video. So, my name's Electric Bob. Now, what happened is Thibaut Courtois and Federico Valverde just been announced today that they have an injury in their leg. I'm not sure if they both have the same injury, but they both have an injury in their leg. And this is just after the last league game and just before the international break. And I know these things can happen in football, but it's way too suspicious that, they just so happen, both of them, to happen just, in the international break. And they can't go and play for the team, so they could be well rested. And you've got to remember, these are two key players, the goalkeeper and central midfielder. And Valverde plays a key part in Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid. And yes, goalkeeper doesn't need that much rest, more on Valverde, but it still is very suspicious. And one thing you got to note about these two players, who they play for, country-wise, Courtois, he plays for Belgium. Belgium are already qualified. And Valverde's Uruguay, they're in 4th place. I'm not sure what that really means, but they're looking good to qualify. You'll expect Uruguay to win the World Cup. And I feel like what might have happened if they did fake it is, Florentino Perez, he was like to the Uruguay guy and to the Belgium guy, hey, yo, what's up, guys? You're going to qualify. Can you just let these guys not play for this international break? And they were like, no, we really need him. And then he was like, okay, I pay you off. Or they just agreed in the end. Now, if they did pay them off, I feel like there is something can happen. There will be repercussions. But in my opinion, I don't think any repercussions will happen, and they don't deserve to happen. And this is mainly because he's not really breaking any rules if he has been faking his injuries. But of course, this could be, real injuries. And it's just such a coincidence, though, that they both got injured on the same day, pretty much a few hours apart, in the same part of the body. I mean, you could have changed that at least. And just in the international break. I feel like they're faking injuries just so they don't have to play in the international break. And I guess they, keep the welfare of their players. But it's a bit dodgy, isn't it? But for some reason, not much other clubs have done this. Now, there are some other clubs who have done this. I'll talk about them as well. And the least suspect is probably Chelsea. Chelsea, Enzo Fernandez, he's not playing for Argentina. And you're going to be like, why? The reason is he himself said he doesn't want to play. He wants to rest because he had an injury. I think it was at Argentina. And that's why he wants to not play for this international break. And then Argentina FA was like, okay. And Chelsea were more than happy to keep him. And I'm definitely happy as a Chelsea fan to have him well rested. He was our key player in the last match and against Wolves. And, that's another player who's not going to play in the international break. More suspicious for, allegedly, having players not go to the international team to rest them is Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone. Now, Diego Simeone, in his squad, 3 of his players aren't going to go to the national team. And can you guess what national team is? It's a bit more suspicious. It's his national team, Argentina. All 3 of them are Argentinian. All 3 of them, or at least 2 of them that I know of, are key players. One of them is his son. I think his name is Gianluigi. Probably not. It sounds too Italian. Gianluigi. I'm not sure. But basically, his son. He's not going to play for Argentina. Julian Alvarez. He is literally his main striker, his key striker. He's not going to go play for Argentina. And one other guy. I'm so sorry. I don't know what your name is, but it starts with N. And yeah, basically they can't go because Argentina have to go play Angola, and you have to have some vaccine, and none of those 3 players have a vaccine. And I feel like this was done on purpose, again, to rest these players. And it's very clever what these managers do, but also kind of bad, because yes, you're resting your players, But I feel like once everyone else has caught on to what these guys are doing, everyone else is going to do it. And I'm surprised not much other clubs have done this. Like Chelsea, I expected them to be the first to do this. We always do loopholes, whether it was with Abramovich or with Todd Bowley. We always, exploited loopholes, and they should have really done this before. And the thing is, I do think they faking these injuries, saying they have injuries so they don't have to play. And to be honest, on the bright side, at least the players are getting rested. They're playing literally every single week, 2-3 games a week, and it's a bit too fast. So I guess this way, they're not going to get injured. So what do you guys think? Are they faking the injuries? Are they actually injured? Could you comment, share, subscribe, hype up the video? Thank you for watching.